Welcome to Military Spouse World 1-to-1, a weekday podcast featuring a military family shaker and mover, helping you navigate this amazing chapter in life. Here's your host, Dave Etter.
On today's episode of Spouse World 1-to-1, we meet Angy Hogan, who is a shaker and a mover in the spouse world by being a shaker and a mover in her community. She started a lending closet, she feeds families out of her house, and she does amazingly wonderful things with catering. Let's bring her on, Angy Hogan. Hello, Angy. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm having a blast. I'm so glad you reached out to join us here on Spouse World 1-to-1. You're calling from Utah, is that correct?
Correct. Hill Air Force Base, Utah.
So tell me a bit about yourself. What made you such an amazing spouse?
Oh, goodness. Apparently, I am someone who loves to be in the community, and a dear friend recognized me by putting in a nomination and kind of highlighting some of the things that I do in the community. I'm extremely passionate about serving in my community in whatever practical capacity I can do that in. And I love helping to motivate other people, hopefully give them good ideas about how they can do that as well.
So what is something that you do that stands out the most?
Currently, one of the things that I'm putting a lot of my time, effort, and energy into and really investing my time in is a program at Hill Air Force Base called Belle of the Ball. Through Belle of the Ball, the main concept is being able to offer retirees, active duty, and their dependents a place to be able to come, go shopping for attire for special events, prom, homecoming. We even have wedding dresses, Air Force Ball, combat dining out, different events, even graduation, mother of the bride. Even we have some clothing that people can utilize for professional attire for interviews.
Oh, wow.
We offer them a chance to come and look through our closet, choose something. We loan it to them free of charge.
So...
Yeah.
It's like what they call at Fort Campbell, I believe they call it the Cinderella Closet.
Correct. Yeah, people have different names for it, but it's definitely that same concept, and they're able to utilize the clothing for free, just a simple agreement to give it back. Then hopefully on down the line, someone else will be able to get some use out of that too.
Wow, nice. Does anybody ever want to outright buy them after they've worn them? They just fall in love with them and just can't do without them?
Well, there are definitely some very, very beautiful gowns. I've never had anybody ask. I think everybody is excited and kind of on the same page in terms of the concept of what Belle of the Ball is, which is just providing somebody an incredible opportunity to be able to dress up, have something really beautiful and elegant to wear that maybe would not necessarily be in their budget. People are just so appreciative. I've had so many ladies reach out and say how thankful they were because they maybe wouldn't have been able to attend the event and be dressed appropriately otherwise.
Right.
It's an awesome program.
Where did the ball gowns come from?
So they come from a variety of different places. One awesome thing I love about Hill is that there really is this idea of Team Hill. It's different programs at the base working together. A lot of my gowns, believe it or not, come from the Airman's Attic, which most people should be familiar with. It's kind of the free thrift store that exists at a lot of installations. Individuals will donate formals, business wear, semi-formals to the Airman's Attic, and the Airman's Attic knows that I'm running Belle of the Ball, and they so generously and kindly hold back those dresses and filter them to me so that the program can get a lot of use out of them.
But what if somebody's got like 20 or 30 gowns and they're getting ready to get out? Do they come to you saying, do you want all of these? Does that ever happen?
Absolutely. I have a open door policy at the Hogan house for a number of reasons, but one of them is that I do definitely have people in the community on and off base because the word gets out, and people are constantly bringing me gowns, semi-formals, business wear, and just really donating them to me as individuals. Then I turn around, get them dry cleaned. People actually can donate money towards the cost of specifically dry cleaning, which is so awesome. We get them dry cleaned and we put them right into the Belle of the Ball closet. So yes, I definitely have individuals who donate one dress up to 15, 20 gowns. That's actually happened.
Wow, that's impressive. Have you been able to expand to guys? I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but, you know, with the more and more male military spouses out there, some of us, we're kicking back at the house. We're stay-at-home dads. We're gaining girth around our gut, and my suit doesn't fit anymore. Do you have a suit for me by chance?
As of this moment, I do not. However, I just inherited and took over the program just a couple months ago, and that is something that we're working out, and we are definitely wanting to expand. We want to get menswear of all types, semi-formals, formals, as well as business wear, business suits. There are lots of young men who would love to attend homecoming and prom, but don't have it in their budget, or their family doesn't have it in their budget for a tuxedo, which can be really an exorbitant cost.
It is. It's ridiculous.
So we definitely have plans, and we're hoping to expand in that way as well. And definitely the thing that I'm looking for right now, I have a huge amount of formals. I would love to be able to get more and more donations of business wear, clothing that's appropriate for young people, and not even just young people, but all types of people, for interview wear, professional attires. We're definitely having talks, and it's in the works to expand into different areas.
Fantastic. Now, you said you're doing this from your house, the collection point. Do you do other things at the house, too? I mean, I read somewhere where you do meals. Tell me about that.
Yes. So one of my passions is being able to meet someone's very basic need of food through a hot meal and love. One of the things that we do, we've done it everywhere we've lived, and actually we're having one tonight, is we open up our home, get the word out for families to come over and just enjoy a meal together as a community, and we do it potluck style.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so it's just a great chance for families to be able to get together, have some fun, decompress, let kids run around in the backyard, have a good meal together, and just be able to cultivate a relationship with each other within the military community. So it's a lot of fun.
And you get a chance to then pass around recipes and find new ways to try new things.
Yes, talk about, the things going on in our lives, what other people are up to. With the hustle and bustle of what the military life is, sometimes these family dinners are just such a good way to be able to leave the work at the door and just come together as a community, visit with each other. So it's been really fun.
So how often do you do these potluck-style meals at your house?
Definitely weekly, sometimes more than once a week if we can. Last week we had people over a couple different times. Tonight I am throwing ribs and chicken on the grill. I went to the commissary and got fresh corn. Some other people will bring in desserts. Nobody's obligated to bring something. The only rule is come and enjoy the fellowship.
Wow.
If you're able to bring something awesome, if not, that's okay too. We don't ever want to exclude people. The idea is just to come together as a community and spend time together.
You must be one heck of a great cook.
I have been told that I know my way around the kitchen, and I do love it. It really is a passion of mine.
Maybe you should start a business, like a catering business.
I actually am also a caterer.
Oh, so you actually have a home-based business. Nice.
I do catering, and I love it. Just over the weekend, I catered a youth group event for a local church, cooked for 30 people. It was a youth group, youth leaders, and just made simple shredded barbecue, chicken, sliders, homemade mac and cheese, a couple different desserts. But then I do things that are kind of on a grander scale where in September I'm catering a large wedding. Sometimes, as I feel led to, I may actually do some of these events pro bono.
Really?
I know, that's a crazy idea. So the reason is this, especially with weddings, I'll meet a couple and we'll sit down and we'll work out a menu, and I will see the look in the bride's eye. And as she's trying to really pare down the guest list, and I'm sensing from her that she just has this vision of the perfect day, and it may not necessarily be in her budget to provide a really hearty meal for her reception. I will give it a lot of thought and pray about it, and if I feel led to, I will go ahead and do the reception pro bono. Now, that's not something that I necessarily throw out there, but
Right.
when it all comes together, the joy of being able to give in that capacity cannot be compared with receiving a paycheck for a catering gig. Yeah, I definitely do those things.
And in the spirit of paying it forward, someone else might see you do that and then in return then hire you for catering events and pay you full price for what you're asking and actually go a little bit higher in the process as a way of saying thank you.
Absolutely, and that's definitely happened. You know, I have definitely catered events for nonprofits or job fairs or churches in the past, and then out of nowhere, a few months later, I will literally get a significant check in the mail from somebody in the community who heard about what I did as a huge thank you and just totally not expecting it. And it's such an awesome gift, and it's such an awesome thing to be a part of, to be able to cultivate this idea of extravagant generosity. And it just kind of takes off like wildfire, and it's a beautiful thing to sit back and watch.
Wow, that is impressive. Very impressive. How can somebody get a hold of you from the Hill area to maybe put together a catered event or possibly help out with one of your dinners?
A very easy way to get a hold of me is via email. I've made it very simple for people. It is just my name @gmail.com. So that would be ANGYHOGAN, Angy Hogan, @gmail.com. I also really utilize social media. It's just an easy, practical way to be able to correspond with people. So via Facebook Messenger. Another good way is at Hill Air Force Base, we have a page, a Facebook page, and it's called Hill's Home Base Business. Somebody can do a search for that page, and then once you're in that page, you can go to the search bar, just do a search for caterer or baking, and you'll be able to find me that way as well.
You're going to get a few phone calls, I do believe.
One of the things I would love to just scoot in there really quick is there are kids who maybe would love to have birthday parties, who maybe their parents, it's not in their budget. One of the things that I love to do is do birthday cakes for families who might not be able to afford birthday cakes. So I'm always looking for people. They don't have to be culinary trained. They don't have to know their way around fondant. But if they can stand in a kitchen with me and operate a mixer and just have some good conversation, I can definitely put them to work, and they will experience joy like they have never experienced before, being able to deliver a birthday cake to a family who might not be able to have one otherwise. It's awesome.
That does sound awesome. Angy, thank you so much for joining me on Spouse World 1-to-1. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure for me as well. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Military Spouse World 1-to-1 is a BDE Productions podcast. The views and opinions of the host or any of the guests are not that of BDE Productions or sponsors. Be sure to like this episode and subscribe to Spouse World 1-to-1.